Nikki, and welcome back to another talk show. So this is one of those late night ones where we're gonna do it at a decent time during the night time, and Nikki's only gonna be here for what, like maybe 20 minutes. So really, we're just deciding, let's not stress ourselves too much. Let's just build. Let's just do something a little bit more chill, like Netflix and chill, but without all the quote chill, because it's not really chill. It's something else completely. So I figured, why not just, since he's still online and I'm online now, why not we just, go ahead and relax, chill, build, have a little bit of fun. Basics, So, we keep forgetting to get topics beforehand. So, I feel like, what do you think? Should we talk about, like, something we could do for Subnautica? When I get that back.
Also, when are you getting that back?
Next time I go to my mom's, which isn't this weekend, due to the fact that I actually am going to be helping one of my family members. I can ask my mom to have Corey drop it off.
So this weekend?
Maybe. If not, I'll go either sometime in the next week or something like that and be like, hey, I'm going to spend a couple days here with you, and then I'm going to go back and play Subnautica, because I kept forgetting to grab it. But my little brother and my other sisters wanted me to bring Minecraft, so it's like, I'm not doing that. I'll bring it for the week that I'm there, or for the time that I'm there, and then I'll bring it back, because they still have it downloaded on their system over there. But they don't really play out that system. They usually play like their Xbox One or their PS3s or Nintendo Switches. So I'm over here just like, I don't really play much over here. Whenever Corey's not here, I'm usually on the Xbox One, and then when he goes to sleep, I'm on the Xbox One. Otherwise, I'm on the PS4, because I don't want to. Let's just say his sense of bonding isn't like, how like some fathers are kind of like, they joke around, but it seems very mean. That's pretty much his style of bonding. So it's like it's not. Yeah, it's not like the best style of bonding, but I mean, it's decent. Like, it's still nice to know that, because my mom even explained this to me, because I was having trouble with this for a while. Sheila said, oh, it's just him trying to bond with you. That's how he bonds, because that's how he bonded with his brother and all that. So, it's like, I still really doubt that, but I'll take your word on it. But as for Subnautica, guys, so I found out that the best places to build, which, Nikki, you remember those maps that I told you about? Live somewhere near the mushroom forest, about 100 meters deep. Because from what I was doing is that I checked all these maps, which you will see me, well, you won't see me use, but you'll hear me use it quite a bit, because I'll be explaining the cases and everything, which actually I could do it on stream. So, Nikki, if you still have those maps, I suggest you pull them up or something. Because this is what I did. So pull up the first map that I sent you, the one with all the zones, that just lists the zones, not the resources in the zones, okay? And the creature areas. So pretty much, guys, the map of Subnautica, and I've also been watching a lot of like different videos on it, like the craters and everything. So pretty much what we're dealing with is this entire place is a crater of a volcano, which says something about this planet. So from what I did is I built closer to the dunes, because apparently if you look at the resource maps, the dunes specifically go to the one that you lastly updated, or the last one you sold. So it was the one that showed the aurora in a little faint way, and the more realistic one where it shows better regional and everything. More detailed, if that works for you, Nikki. So the one that shows your sea bases, your wrecks, your lava geysers, your thermal vents, and your cave/holes with a circle instead of a whatever that one was. So look at that one. If you look at all the sections here. Now guys, let me quickly state this to you. If you've never played Subnautica, you're going to need to get some basic resources. Limestone, sandstone, and shale are your basic minerals that you're going to need, because they contain copper and titanium, gold, lead, silver, gold, lithium, and diamond, which are all important as to your survival. Diamond is good for eventual like upgrades towards your hull damage and everything. Same thing with like lithium. Gold is really good for essentials such as small upgrades and making computer chips and some other electronic areas. Copper is pretty much good for wire and, again, same components to wiring kits and all that. I'm gonna drop my phone. And then the last thing you're gonna really need, which is like the common resource of the safe shallows to like pretty much anything from the safe shallows to just about the grassy plateau, has pretty much either titanium scraps or limestone. Either way, you're going to be basically building with one of those. Titanium is your main source because that's going to be able to help you build your vehicles, your rocket ships and all that, which are super expensive nonetheless. But there are some things I'm going to have to factor in for. So let's say I need acid mushrooms, which I actually figured out how to get all the pieces in a short amount of time. And also, Nikki, I didn't know this about the Aurora. There was a certain section that I didn't know about even when we played this like a year ago. And apparently there's a bit where there's already sea moth fragments, and I didn't know that until my recent plays. Yeah, because this time I was like, I'm going to be thorough instead of jack around so much. I even went as far as to go 300 meters to 200, like almost 400 meters in depth as of our current state. So I did more progress in like a couple days than I did the entire time we played together. Like, I had the sea moth in under a week. I had the Cyclops, which is already actually being put to use. I have 2 sea moths, the Cyclops. I'm still trying to find more of the prawn suit pieces because apparently the 4 pieces that I scanned, or 3 or 4 pieces that I scanned, didn't thoroughly go through. So I was a little bit disappointed in that. I got like laser cutters and all that, which is pretty basic stuff that you're going to need to get through most of the Aurora and some of your shipwrecks that you'll find throughout the game, which are usually near the Leviathan territories and all that. So... and on top of that, it turns out that, you know how, Nikki, you know how we said that definitely they were by the Aurora site? They're actually in a couple different areas. So they're near the dunes, they're near the mountains, and they're near the Aurora crash site. They're not really commonly found in the sea, the Grand Reef. But they can be found in the Grand Reef, but they're not often found there. And Sea Treader's Path, they're sometimes over there. So just to quickly inform you about that. But I had to download 3 maps, which the first one I originally had, which is how I marked the north, south, west, east stuff, which I don't have anymore, but I sent it to my mom because she wanted to play it, and she tried to play it. Unfortunately, she's claustrophobic. And being under sea doesn't help that at all. Like, I also managed to find some areas about 300 meters depth near the Grand Reef, actually. I don't know how far out near the Grand Reef, but somewhere near the Grand Reef there's about there's like this small little tunneling system in the bottom there. So you'll start hearing little screeches from I don't know what it was. I only assumed it was because I believe the Grand Reef had ghost leviathans, yeah? Yeah, no, they're over there. I remember that because I was exploring there earlier and I saw a ghost leviathan and I had to like quiet my engines and everything, and then I ended up getting the heck out of there. Yeah, no, I was actually, that was the first time I've ever been scared to see one, but that was because I had so much progress, and I had a lot of important resources, and I had a really big vehicle. Luckily, even when I was moving or my lights were on, it didn't notice me, so I was fairly lucky that it didn't see me. Or it saw me and it was like, he's a friend.
Also, you wanna know what the Ghost Leviathan reminds me of?
What?
Godzilla.
No, I don't think it'd be Godzilla. Because, yeah, the screech sounds similar, but I don't agree it's Godzilla.
Not the screech, just like...
In general?
No, you know how Godzilla sometimes, like, his radiation makes his spines glow up?
Oh, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying there. That's where you get the similarity. So I was gonna say, that doesn't sound like it'd be a Godzilla thing. Like, yeah, the screech is it's close enough to it, but it's not like it reminds me of Godzilla. So I was wondering where you got that from, so. But pretty much, guys, I've tested the map, and I've made sure that the directory is correct. It is actually pretty much 100% on point. And I didn't get these from official websites. I pretty much just went on Google and said, hey, what is the best, maps for Subnautica? I looked it up. I even looked up the one for Below Zero, which I didn't really download any of them since we don't have Below Zero yet. But I looked at them, and holy crap. So I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it's the basic area, and then Below Zero, which is another little added section. But this time we actually have a voice. Like, our characters have a voice, and we're female this time. But apparently, like, we also get to meet the, what were they, the architect guys? The guys who've been building those things around the game that we play, the original Subnautica.
predecessors?
Yeah, the predecessors, that's what it was. So they're actually in this game. I don't know if you actually get to meet them. I've seen a lot of videos where it's like, oh, look, a predecessor. We finally know what they look like. They're pretty much very stone-like. Like, I don't know how else to say that. It's pretty much stone living creatures. It's weird, but it's about the best description I can give you guys.
I have a story for you.
Oh, boy.
About some another little lore I found out.
Which one?
Um,
I might have already heard of it, so let's which lore it is first.
well, it's about a dragon, the sea dragon, but
The sea... You mean the sea dragon? You mean the normal dragon, Leviathan?
dragon Leviathan, sorry,
I was like, sea dragon? They're all sea dragons, technically. But they're all technically whales. So it's a dragon whale in actual terms.
it's been a little while.
I know. It's okay. And remember, we're going to call it the Empress, so people... or feminine haters. Okay, Nikki? Call it by its actual term. Continue.
Yeah, I spoke to you about a dragon Leviathan.
Okay.
Where the predecessors were doing, I'm pretty sure, tests on the dragon Leviathan.
They were doing a lot of tests.
Yeah, they were trying to do it. They took the dragon Leviathan's egg,
Mm-hmm.
and the dragon Leviathan, I'll say this, the dragon Leviathan was fairly small.
Yeah, they're small at birth. Like, if you look at the Emperor Leviathans, the actual Emperor Leviathans, they're small as babies when you actually complete the actual campaign.
No, the dragon Leviathan that I'm talking about, it was an adult that was fairly small.
Oh. Well, evolution. Because you gotta remember, we scanned that stuff and it's like over 100 years old. You know?
See, look, just stream. I gotta go though.
Alright.
Bye.
Good night, Nikki. But some more of that little bit of lore is that there are actually some of the creatures that like we saw because I was exploring creative and I managed to find these creatures, especially of course the one that everyone knows of, and if not, it's still quite mysterious. The giant ones. They had like a giant one that it had like similarity of a sand shark, which was like 4 eyes. But it also was really big, and it appeared to be kind of hollow, and its spinal and everything was inside of it, so it had like an exo bone region, so an exo shell or something like that. And sorry that I'm not really building, guys. I'm getting into this now, so it's like, oh boy. But most of the stuff that we're finding is just like a whole lot of that's interesting, that's actually cool. There's a little bit of interesting little things that you don't really notice first time going around. Like, I noticed some of these stuff maybe. That's right, I don't need this, so excuse me. Oh god, I don't get the difference between smooth quartz and just quartz. They're both the same, so it's like it's the same thing. Let's see. I'm just gonna do smooth quartz because here's a normal quartz slab and this is smooth quartz. What's the difference? Maybe it just looks smoother. It really doesn't. It looks exactly the same as it does right there. So it's whoa. What is this? Just text me tomorrow on Snapchat because I'm gonna be busy tomorrow and I might not be able to read it right away. So don't expect me to respond when you send it to me. Send the lore to me, or send a video of the lore to me tomorrow, and then, because I gotta go, I'm gonna go help, I believe it's one of my family members, and help put in some insulation in their walls, which I've never done personally, so I don't know why I'm getting trusted to do this, but it's payment, so hopefully I do well enough, because I really need to get paid. Plus, depending on how much it is, I can see what would be affordable at the current moment. So, but I'm gonna get picked up tomorrow and do that. So I'm gonna wake up at like 9 o'clock or 9:50, and then I'll go ahead and I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably take another shower, make sure I'm all clean. Well, I probably don't need to worry about taking a shower. I mean, I'll probably take a shower when I get home, so I might take 2 showers at least. Go grab my Coke, because I left that in my room. You may stinky. Sorry. Good night. Our dog just made a big old stinky in my room. I sleep in there. Thanks, Pop. It's good to know you love me so much that you fart in my room. I sleep in there. It's so bad because she got bad gas smell, bro. I tell you. Anytime, like, if she could fart in the back of the car, we immediately roll down the windows because that is awful. Like, we can't not smell it. It's just there, so it's just immediately like as soon as it comes into your face, it sucks. So it hurts. It sucks. It hurts your lungs. Like breathing in gas. Like, I'm gonna compare it to this. No, this is a severe sarcastic reference. It's pretty much like tear gas. So that's about the best way to describe it on my terms, but it's really not like that at all. It's like tear gas. You're like, ah. Because you notice it. It's not like a subtle thing. And it's bad. Before I go though, did you hear both musics? Fair warning though. They're bad. I'll be the judge of that. And no, I haven't heard him yet because I was in the shower when you sent me. You were texting me while I was in the shower. So if you expect me to respond and be like, hey, that's pretty good. I was in the shower. You couldn't expect me to talk about it. I'll listen to it before I go to bed, like, thoroughly. Because I'll be going to bed probably later on. Hopefully not too late on. Just I need to wake up tomorrow. And that's already a pain in the neck. So what I'm going to say is, I'm probably going to go ahead and either end this stream and then you guys are broke. Yeah, I am broke. I'm broke. You're broke, probably. Can't say Word's broke. A lot of people in America are broke because of, like, taxes and stuff. And on top of that, he usually buys the stuff for his beardy Spyro, so he has a reason to be broke. Taking care of pets is not easy. I know this, and I used to have a pet or two, and, God, I wish I still had my dog with me. I'd love to see her again. Torino. Oh, I miss Torino. If you guys are thinking I'm talking about a car, it's a name after a car, but it's not at all the car. I'm talking about a dog that, what makes you? What makes you? A starving child. Well, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. We almost have, we're running low on stuff at our house, so it's like, I don't got my sandwich stuff. All I got is really eggs and ramen. And it's not even my favorite flavor of ramen, so it's like, I don't like that ramen. Let's see, alright, we'll just do it like that, and then we'll go ahead and that's not where I want it. That doesn't work. Thinking an odd mute method. My brother just got a BMW. I only got 2,000. Oh yeah, I only got 2,000. My parents don't love me. You know, here's the thing. I hear people say that, but do you think maybe it's because, like, what regional area do you live in? Because I live in Colorado, and we don't even have that much money. Like, both my houses are pretty much broke. We barely have enough for groceries as it is. So it's like, oh, you say your parents don't love you. My parents don't. They love me, of course, but it's like, it's one of those things, you know. It's New York. Okay, yeah. There's a couple reasons. New York is expensive. It's not a cheap region. I know this, and I don't even live there. I don't have to live there to know it's not a cheap place. It's very expensive. It may be cheap to you, but that's just because that place is meant for people who can afford living life on the top shelf. I can't live on the top shelf, not for a long time, but I'm hoping one day I'll get there. So all it is really hope. And why do I always have internet quality is crappy when I'm streaming? I've had that happen so many times, it's confusing, because I have decent internet. So unless, like, something's going on with my internet, I don't think it is, but if it is, holy crap. Shouldn't be this bad. I like to flex a lot. Yeah, well, that's how you become poor, is when you start flexing, because flexing on people makes you poor. So, Assumption. No, it's not assumption, it's the truth. New York is a very, very top lifestyle place. It's not meant for people who could barely afford anything in general. Your parents don't love you because they don't know. Well, we joke around too, but we don't joke around like that. We're pretty serious when it comes to... If somebody says that, we're usually like, I don't think it's that they don't love you. I think it's more like they just don't have the money. Like, I don't have money to get extensive storage. I don't have money to do a lot of things. So it's not that my parents don't love me, it's that we just don't have money. So real jokes are more like, ha ha ha. That's funny. So like a knock knock joke, which I'm going to give you a crappy one, for example, but I've heard people laugh at this and it's ridiculous on my part. Knock knock, who's there? Au revoir, Nikki. Au revoir. Do you like my profile picture? It's me. I am a beautiful or bootiful. I can't see your picture. Here's what I see: your name and your comment. I don't see pictures, and I don't want to go on my phone and look because I don't use my phone for that. The only time I do that is I did return the favor to somebody who is quite pleasurable, actually. I don't know if it was a he or she. I don't want to assume gender, so I'm going to say it. Not meant to be disrespectful, but it came into my stream earlier and was like, "Hey, you're you know, a lot of nice stuff that I hear," and I was asking how its day was, and you know, I'm trying not to assume gender. It's not meant to offend anybody. I don't know genders, so I'm not gonna try and get myself into this situation today, or tonight, I should say, because it is, what is it? It is currently 10:11 p.m. until 12 in the morning. It is no a.m. Let's do. And we'll do. That is upside down. But I might go ahead and just go play 6 Siege, guys, pretty soon. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do it, but I might do it in a little bit here because I feel like I should get a little more renown tonight. So I might do that off camera, or I'll do a live stream. It's just not going to be like an extravagant, you know, usually exciting video. It's just going to be me being me, listening to music in the background. Of course, with my mic unplugged. I call trans people it. Well, that's technically what they are. Transgender people are a female that's a male, but you always want to call them by what they prefer. So, like, do you prefer to be called a man or a girl? Either way, I try to be respectful. So some trans person came in here and said, do you have something against people like me? I'd be, no. What would you prefer to be called? Because you didn't really specify what you want to be called. And like I'm going to say this as a joke, but it's not really a joke because we always treat each other like family. I'm homophobic. That's quite unfortunate because a lot of my friends are gay and bi. My best friends are anyway. And honestly, they're the best people I've ever had. I've even joked around with them in the gay or bi manner, which is usually a lot of sex jokes usually, but it's funny either way. We both laugh at it no matter what. We don't care about judgment. We get judged quite a bit. So if you're homophobic, that's a problem. Not my problem, but just try and be respectful. That's all I ask. Like, I'm a good person. I'm sure you're a good person, and that's not an assumption. That's an honest thing I'm saying. I think you're a good person. Maybe you don't have the best intentions or the best way of showing it, but you're somewhere in there a good person. Because, like, I don't really curse. I'm pretty chill, and even when I do, it's stupid stuff. They're just weird. And no, here's the thing. I've been called gay quite a bit. That's because I do it a little bit too well when I start talking about, like, if you put a Jeff Dunham joke, like it's not a blue Prius, it's a blue Prius. I do it just about the same way he did it, and he's like, I do it a little bit too well. I do it the same way. I'm a very weird person. I live a really weird lifestyle. So you say you like to flex. I flex by being me. So it's like, I don't have nothing against you. I never will. I don't go up to gay people and be like, bully them. I just don't like them. Well, yeah, but gay people and bi people are very misunderstood people. Same thing with, like, if I start to talk about furries. I have nothing against furries. Honestly, I would date a furry. But I myself, I'm not a furry. I don't mind being near furries. I've had friends who are furries. I have people on my channel who are I have a couple people on the channel who believe they're furries. if I remember correctly, they did say I have furry friends. And I do actually have furry friends in real life. I have animals. A lot of them. I have 3 cats, a dog, some skinny pigs, but I have nothing against furries. Most gamers are against furries because they are very iffy or something stupid like that. What did they do to you? My fetish or feats. That's a lot of fetishes nowadays. I'm over here just like, if I'm gonna have a fetish, it's not like that.